we are celebrating the International Women's Day. How do we accelerate action? How do we accelerate policies that support women participation in all fields? Architecture and urban planning have historically been male-led fields. What has your journey been like as a president of the Nigerian Institute of Architects? How do we encourage more women to take up leadership roles in this space?
Thank you very much for having me on this program. First of all, let me say that, like my colleague, QS Yota has just said, working in a male-dominated field is not always a very easy experience. However, if a woman is competent, strong, resilient, she can match up even in that field. For my institute in particular, we have more men than women at all levels. And as a matter of fact, in 65 years of our existence, because we're going to be 65 this year, we've had only 2 women, I being the second as president in all the lifetime of the Nigerian Institute of Architects. That shows you that it's not been easy for women to rise up to leadership in the profession. However, we have been encouraging a lot of our women and giving them the necessary tutelage, counsel, as well as mentorship to be able to aspire to become leaders in the field.
All right. So as an investor and founder, you've seen firsthand the struggles women face in attracting capital. What needs to change in Nigeria's investment landscape to accelerate women's financial empowerment?
MasterCard recently did some research that found that in Nigeria, 90% of women want to be entrepreneurs. And the reasons are very, very interesting. The first one was they do that because they want to earn more. Because as I said earlier, in the workforce, women are earning a lot less than men. They also do that because they want to be independent. They want to be able to sort of not have to depend on their husbands for income. And then they also want to create kind of financial safety net. So when we look at all of this, then we realize that women actually do want to work, women do want to succeed, and women are very much interested in entrepreneurship. But then we find that there are many stumbling blocks for women to enter the entrepreneurship space. So whilst 90% of women want to be entrepreneurs, we find that a very small fraction of them successfully become entrepreneurs. And the reason being cultural, balancing work-life balance, and also being able to convince investors that they can actually successfully run the business and scale up the business and make the business successful and profitable.
All right, Peace. From a legal perspective, what challenges do women face in securing property rights, and how can we address this through policy and advocacy?
Thank you so much, Flora. Like the previous speaker said, in Nigeria, we have so many laws, and I'm happy that we are no longer where we used to be because a lot of things have happened. And one of the greatest challenges that we had in the past was the issue of cultural barriers. You know, there's this landmark case in 2001 of Omoreji and Osula. Omoreji wanted to recover all the lands and take possession of all the property that their father left behind. And then it was contested based on customary right, that they don't have rights, that they are all women and therefore cannot take possession of their father's property. So she felt that that was discriminatory and also against the constitutional rights. And then she went to court. The court agreed with her. And of course, judgment was given in her favor. And the court actually held in that's against her constitutional rights. So I'm going to use that as a foundation to list different laws that we have protecting women's rights in Nigeria. So we have our 1999 Constitution as amended. So our Constitution gives every citizen rights. And it did not say in the law that a man should or a woman, say every citizen. So whether you are a man whether you're a woman, you have right to own immovable property. So that gives us that right to own immovable property. Therefore, and there's a provision in the 1999 corner, not in line with the Constitution, will be declared null and void. So if there's any customary right, if there's any other law that is not in line, in tandem with the provisions of the Constitution as amended, it means that it's null and void. So if there's any cultural right that is stopping any woman from owning any property, is null and void. And so what we need to do is to put out advocacy out there to educate women on their property rights, for them to know what actually the law says concerning them.